Tonight we're going to be going over how to employ people with an impairment. So welcome along, grab a pen and paper, an iPad to take notes, anything else that you need, grab those things and let's get started. So first off we will do an acknowledgement of country. 30-foot drop acknowledges the traditional owners of country throughout Australia and recognises their continuing connection to land, waters and the community. We pay our respects to the Indigenous people, their cultures and beliefs, to both the elders past and present. 30-foot drop funding. 30-foot drop would like to acknowledge the Department of Communities, Disability Services for funding this and many other initiatives. Without their help, so many projects such as Two Wise Monkeys wouldn't see the light of day and we'd be much more poor for it as a community. So we thank them very much for that funding. This workshop is part of a realities and advantages of an Access and Inclusion grant awarded to 30-foot drop as part of an Information, Linkages and Capacity Building grant for 2018 and 2019. Housekeeping. Now, unfortunately, we do not have all the resources to monitor all of the live platforms. So what that means is if you're watching from the YouTube channel or the Facebook platform, you won't be able to send me a direct message through those platforms. But if you jump onto the link below, which is www.30footdrop.com.au, you can then /live that you can then send me a live message. So if you do have a message or a question, please jump onto that link and hit the live button and you should be able to send me a message. We'll be covering a lot of information in a short period of time, so we recommend that attendees try and minimise any distractions. That includes me, my kids are here, they may distract me. Sometimes we have the odd little visitor, but most of the time it's pretty good. So please make sure as well that if you talk about 30-foot drop or the Two Wise Monkeys workshops, that you tag us in those chats. Because the more people that know about what we're doing, the more we can start changing things within the community together. And if you know anyone that might benefit from these webinars, please share our information with them. We also record every single webinar that we do, so that means that you can go back and re-watch it. If you've missed something or you had to pop out for a minute, you can rewind it, so you're not going to miss out. Now, I don't think you can rewind it until I've hit the end button though, so you just have to wait till the end, unfortunately. And all the research spoken about in all the webinars, there's lots more detailed information on the website about what we speak about. So once again, you just need to follow that link, the 30-foot drop link below the video, and that'll take you to our website, which you can look under resources and find any stats and research and more information that you wanted to look into. At the end of the webinar, we do have a short survey that we would be really grateful to you guys if you could fill that out. So just look for tapping in part 2 survey and you can fill that out for us and that would be amazing. Right, presenter introductions. Let me introduce myself. I am Lisa and I am Hear No Evil. The other monkey is Ben and he is See No Evil. Ben is the founder and the director of 30-foot drop and the Two Wise Monkeys workshops. Through him we realised that people just don't know enough about disability and impairment. People don't know what their needs are, how to go about them, how to employ them, all these things. So that is why we run these workshops, to create awareness and educate people on things that need to change and things that you can do to employ someone into your business. It doesn't need to be hard, and it's not hard. And my story. My story is more of a hidden impairment. I was born 30-something years ago, 10 weeks early. And along with being premature, complications can happen along the way. I don't think I had many complications when I was born. I was born with a hole in my heart, but it closed over, so luckily I didn't have to have surgery and stuff like that. But later in life, I guess some of the effects started to show, and I was diagnosed with mild dyslexia, which can be a common side effect to premature birth, maybe to do with developmental stuff going on, didn't quite reach full term, makes sense. Anyway, I was diagnosed with mild dyslexia. Teachers used to hit me on the head, read out my low marks, yell at me in front of my classmates. Why don't you understand what's wrong with you? Making me feel completely dumb and unworthy. But despite those challenges growing up, I was determined to succeed and prove them wrong. So at the age of 13, I realised that, hey, I'm actually okay at art and photography. I got 90% for my arts portfolios, something like 90-something in my photography portfolio. So I'd found something that I was good at. So if you do suffer from a learning disability and you are finding it hard with math, spelling, reading, it doesn't matter. You will have something that you're good at. You will have a passion that will drive you and keep you going. It's just a matter of finding what that is. And okay, we do need to pass maths and spelling and reading and all that type of thing, and you do need extra help, which I did before school and absolutely hated. But there will be something that you're really good at and probably better at than others. Just hold on to that and go with it. And don't beat yourself up if you're not the most amazing speller or the most amazing mathematician, because there's so much more you can do with your life. I've travelled all around the world with an arts diploma. I've got a diploma in working with fine art artwork. I've been a gallery manager. I've organised exhibitions, picture framing, marketing, catering, everything to do with exhibitions and picture framing. I've done it for the last 12 years and I've loved it. But I also have a counselling degree, and that probably comes from how the dyslexia affected me and all sorts of other life events where I've just wanted to help people and be there for people and get people to realise that there is gold at the end of the rainbow. There's something else that you can look forward to. If you're down, you can get past it and you can find your passions. So that's why I'm here with Ben, because I want everyone to be happy and reach their potential and know that change can happen as long as we work together. So that is us. But when we look at the monkeys, isn't there supposed to be 3 wise monkeys? We've got see no evil, hear no evil. Where's speak no evil? Who is speak no evil? Speak no evil. Now, who is that, you guys? You guys have a little think as to who that might be. Yes, it is you. So, the aim of today's workshop is to turn you into that wise monkey. You'll begin on a journey of realising, impairment or not, we are all human and deserve to be treated and acknowledged in the same way as every other human being, no matter how we look, how we appear, our ability, our disability, our impairment. We all deserve to be treated equally. Okay, so, and if you did want to become that third wise monkey, speak no evil, you can head over to our website and order yourself a t-shirt. They come in black and white, from child sizes all the way up to adult sizes. So head over there if you would like to become a monkey. So let's go over the outline and method of today's workshop. So how are we going to get you started on the path of a wise monkey? Well, there's a lot to learn about people with impairment and how to employ these amazing people in your business. First up, we're going to look at the disability employment service providers, what they are and how they can help your business. After that, we will go through 5 tips on how you can prepare your business to employ people with a disability or impairment. To finish up, we'll have an open forum where people can ask questions, but please feel free along the way to ask any questions. How are we going to cover this? What will our teaching method be? The answer for us is always fun, open, honest discussion. If we can't be open and honest about disability and impairment and what we need and what we don't need, then changes aren't going to be made. So let's all just be honest. If you see a business, they've really done the wrong thing by you, maybe let them know in a nice way so that they can think about making those changes. Now, how do we do this? I've already done that, and I did that this morning. Fun, open, honest discussion. Right, it's because I've changed it up a bit. Okay, now you will notice that there are very little written content on the slides, and that is because we are all here to interact with each other. We don't believe in death by PowerPoint, and we don't want it complicated, so you're having to try and keep up with all the wording that's on the screen. It's nice and easy colour scheme, easy to read, and if you do have a hearing impairment, you can now jump over to Facebook, turn the sound down, and you can get subtitles, which is amazing that Facebook have done that, and let's hope that other platforms follow suit. So, now I'm going to go over some terminology and some words that people quite often get mixed up, and that is the difference between disability versus impairment and access versus inclusion. Okay, an impairment is an injury, illness, or congenital condition that causes or is likely to cause a loss or difference of psychological and physiological function. In short, your impairment is your medical diagnosis. So my medical diagnosis was mild dyslexia, or is mild dyslexia. A disability, on the other hand, is the loss or limitation of opportunities to take part in society on an equal level with others due to social and environmental barriers. It is, as the word implies, something that makes you unable to access or participate in something. So someone with a learning disability, there are many different types of learning disabilities, but I know for someone like me who has dyslexia, too much wording, complex information, stylized script can sometimes make it hard for people with dyslexia to understand, which then makes it hard for us to get the right information that we need to use your business or service. This is especially important information to know because some people's impairments are hidden, and if you're not making it simple and easy for people to understand, then you're potentially losing those customers. We're not coming to you because it's too complicated. We want to spend our money maybe with you, but the process is too hard, or the website is too hard to navigate. All these little things that you can look at to make sure that it's nice and simple, just like what we've done with our webinars. Anyway, I hope that difference between those two wordings makes sense. Next, we're going to talk about access and inclusion. Access refers to the removal or reduction of physical barriers to participate in activities and functions of a community. At its core, access focuses on the physical world around us and can be assessed with a checklist. So I'm going to use cafe as an example. You own a cafe. Now, have you checked, are your door frames wide enough for someone in a wheelchair or with a mobility issue to get through the doors? Are the door handles at a level that people with short stature can reach? Are the doors heavy? Can someone in a wheelchair or with a mobility issue actually get through the door? There's all these little things that unfortunately, there's not a disability assessor or whatever going around buildings and checking these before they're built. So you as a business owner need to check these things. So if you want to look at a checklist, we've got one on our website, which is the link below. Follow that link, go under resources, and you'll see an accessibility checklist, and you can go around your business and make sure that yes, my business or service is accessible. Next, we will talk about inclusion. Inclusion is more of a psychological state of being and is the process whereby every person, irrespective of their age, disability, gender, religion, sexual preference, or nationality, who wishes to, can participate fully in all aspects of an activity or service in the same way as everyone else. Inclusion is making sure that everyone can take part, no matter how they appear, how they look, their disability, their impairment. We're all human and we all deserve to be treated the same way. There's no reason why someone in a wheelchair should be told that when they turn up to a restaurant that they need to go through the kitchen in order to have their dinner. That's not very inclusive. So all these little things to think about within your business. Make sure that everyone is included. let's head into the disability service providers. What are they and what's their funding about? Disability employment services help people with a disability find and keep a job. Providers of disability employment services are called DES providers for short. Through DES providers, people with a disability, injury, health condition may be able to receive assistance to prepare for, find and keep a job. How awesome is this? And who here didn't even know that these people exist? And we're very lucky in Australia that we do have disability employment services to help people with disability and impairment find work. DES providers are a mix of large, medium and small for-profit and non-for-profit organisations that are experienced in supporting people with disability, as well as aiding employers to put in place practices that support the employee in the workplace. Amazing. So if you're listening now, you have a disability or an impairment, please contact your local DES provider or look on our website for more information about DES providers. So, how do DES providers work and how are they funded? They are funded by the government. Providers receive payments for helping participants to find and maintain work. Providers payments are structured so providers earn more funding when they place more people into lasting employment. Another bonus. This acts as an incentive to make sure that they get the best possible match. Now, there are 3 services that we will now go through. They are job matching, role creation and support. We'll go through those now. So first up is job matching. How do DES providers make sure they find the right match? It's all about understanding both parties' needs. The DES provider is the link between the two. The DES provider will help find the job seeker's career history and aspirations, will help understand their barriers and work with those. They will work with the employee by exploring their qualities and capabilities. They will also get candidates as job ready as they can through work experience, training and volunteering. Now, how does the DES provider help the business or the employer? They help the new employer understand. Understand their. So they understand the employer's business needs, describe and discuss business dynamics and create a suitable role for that candidate. And once the employer and the employee fully understand both sides, then they match them with a job that meets both parties' needs. So it's great. They're all working together to create a suitable job for that candidate. Now, where do these clients come from? How do they find out about DES providers and how are they coming to you? DES providers are not forced into employment. They come to you and DES providers in a variety of ways, and these are word of mouth, self-referral following a discussion with a team member, family or friend, self-referral after exposure to advertising on social media platforms, maybe us, referral from a health professional, community agency or school, referral from Centrelink or a government agency, self-determining move from another provider, community talks, community help desks, pop-up shops, discussions with a health and community agency, employment forums and expos. So there are many, many ways that people can find out about DES providers, and hopefully all of these people have got all the information that you need and you can find one in your local area. Right, what is next? Role creation and job carving. This one's pretty cool. This is all about improving business efficiency, finding tasks that can be done by people less qualified and cheaper, allowing the more qualified to carry on being productive. This allows, missed that part. So this allows the qualified people within the workplace to carry on, and also gives that other person that's looking for a job through the desk provider a job. Now let's have a look at an example of how this works. So, job carving example. There are 4 mechanics employed in a workshop. They spend at least 30 minutes each day cleaning up the workshop. During this time, they are not creating profit and costing a total of 2 hours' wages at full mechanics rates. Employing someone to come in for 2 hours a day at a lower rate will allow the mechanics to continue generating profit, and will also give that person looking for that job a job. And how amazing would that feel, knowing as a business owner you have made someone's day by giving them a job? You've saved money by getting your mechanics or whatever to carry on working, and everyone is happy. It's a win-win situation. So please, something to think about. Think of these little jobs that you could get someone that's looking for a job through a desk provider to come and do. It could be the filing. It could be putting stamps on letters. It could be some computer work or something like that. There's many things that you can create that can make it easy for your business and make it better for someone looking for a job. So that would be amazing. Now, support. As well as job matching and role creation, desk providers also offer the 2 free services. They are candidate support and application assistance. Let's go over these ones. Candidate support. Desk providers support their candidates in their role by regular on and off site visits, where they ensure the candidate continues understanding the employer's expectations and needs. They also look for any requirements for assistive technology for both parties. They monitor developing requirements to maintain performance. They deal with any questions or issues swiftly. And most desk providers are going to be contactable outside of the office hours. So if you as the employee needs your consultant, you can ring them up after work or after hours, but also it works for the employer. If you've come across a barrier with your employee, you need to discuss it with the support person, then you can ring them up and discuss it with them first before freaking out on how you should deal with it and stuff like that. Always contact that desk provider support person first. So it's amazing that they are there to help you every step of the way, and they're not just there at the beginning. They're there forever, for as long as you have that employee with you. So application support. Desk providers will provide the free assistance for the following applications. These are wage subsidies, workplace modifications. Both of these subsidies are covered in our Tapping In Part 1 workshop, which you can register to do in about a week and a half's time. Or if you're wanting to look at it earlier, you can jump onto yesterday's one and rewatch what I did yesterday. So how do we get started? Get in touch with your local desk provider in your region. Provide them with the required information, and then match a candidate, an employee to your business. The desk provider will gather the required evidence, fill out all of the paperwork, and then fill out all of the paperwork to then proceed with the employment. So how stress-free would it be to know that all the paperwork for you and also finding a suitable candidate? You really don't have to do much at all. You can fill out that paperwork yourself if you want to, but if it's something that's putting you off from taking that next step and to employ someone, then the desk provider can do it for you. And I know that a lot of people are thinking, oh, no, I don't really want to do it because there's too much paperwork, it's too much, I don't know what I'm doing, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, that's what the DES provider is there for, to take that all away from you so that the employment can succeed. So that's really cool what they do. Preparing your business. So now that you have committed to employing someone, Now that you have committed to employing someone with a disability or impairment, what is next? Here are 5 tips to get you started and ensure your new employee reaches their full potential. Now, candidate selection. As with all hiring, it's important to get the right match. A person's disability may be quite irrelevant to the kind of work required, which means people with a disability are employed all across the board. Using a DES provider will give you a far wider talent pool of people with objective and relevant advice when making your decision. Disability awareness training. Many people are apprehensive about dealing with a new team member living with a disability. Conducting targeted training for your staff can address these questions and help people be more confident in working with their new colleague. This promotes positive attitudes, teamwork, and ensures everyone is treated equally and fairly. And funding is available for awareness training through Job Access. So you can get funding for your whole business and your whole team to understand how to be a better person working with someone with a disability and impairment. You'll understand their needs and their do's and their don'ts. Very important training to have. So that is the accessibility training, the awareness training, should I say. Next is accessibility. See, I'm tired. Preparing the workplace so that it is accessible will allow the employee to do their job and will help with a smooth onboarding process, making sure the person with the disability is involved in every single step because they will know how best to what works best for them. Their needs will vary depending on their individual needs, disability and health condition. And funding is available through Job Access for any modifications that you come up against. Other considerations may include changes to rosters, work times and practices because some people's disabilities and impairments, they are needing a carer and they might not be able to get to work at 7 a.m. in the morning because they've spent a few hours with their carer. They can't be ready at that time. So all these little things you need to take into account and just accommodate their needs. So you can have them working, starting later, should I say, and working starting later and finishing later, or doing an extra half day somewhere. You can definitely make it work. Okay, now induction and mentoring. This is your new employee should receive an induction, relevant workplace training and ongoing support through a designated buddy or mentor, especially in the early stages of employment, which is important. Think about any reasonable adjustments beforehand that may be necessary to make in the induction and intake, so that the induction and the intake process is more mutually rewarding as possible. So this is like anyone, when you start a new job, you always normally someone's sort of there to look after you and show you the ropes and take you through how they do it at their place. So you know, it's no different with someone with a disability or impairment. They're going to need a mentor or a buddy to take them through the steps and look after them for a while in the workplace to get them set up and get them. So the employee, the consultant, is concerns. Use the consultant as a free resource of employment. to jump onto the open forum and send me any questions that you may have. But if you do have to go and have dinner or go and do some reading with your children, that's fine. You can go and do that. I'll let you go. But if you do have a question for me, please jump onto the open forum or the link below if you're watching off Facebook or YouTube and send me a question. Those who have to go, I will see you next week for tapping in part 3, hopefully. Right, be back soon.
Hey guys, welcome back. There are no questions tonight, which is fine. It means I get to knock off early. Thank you very much. You can join me on Tuesday next week for tapping in part 3. Have a good weekend, everyone. Stay safe and look after each other. See you later.